Hello, and welcome to another episode of Dad Smokes Meat. On the menu today, we've got a pork shoulder that we're going to smoke for roughly 7 to 8 hours, and then we're going to pull it apart and make some good pulled pork sandwiches for dinner later tonight. I'm going to do something new that I've not done before when I've done pork. Typically, I just season it, smoke it, let it rest for an hour, and pull it apart. But I'm going to try injecting it this time and try to get some flavors inside and try to keep that moisture level going as well. So a few things that we're going to need today in order to prepare this pulled pork. We're going to need some gloves for later on when the meat's hot. We definitely need our thermometer as well. You want to make sure you keep temperature while you're in the smoker. For the injection, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my favorite barbecue sauce and do half and half barbecue and apple juice. Try not to make a mess. And we're going to mix this here in a second. That should be close to half and half. And we're going to use that as our injection. On top of that, we're then going to take that same mixture, put it into a spray bottle, and after the first 90 minutes, you want to keep it in the smoker for at least 90 minutes, not even opening the lid. Then we're going to, every half hour, every 45 minutes, go in and spritz it to kind of keep that moisture going as well. For a rub, we're going to do a binder of mustard, so that, again, just lathers on the pork just to get the seasonings to stick. And then I just went out and got a pulled pork rub. This is really easy then, and you get it all seasoned up. So in order to do the injection, I even got my little frother. I think that's going to be the best way to get this all mixed up. So we'll see how this goes. This is working way better than I thought it was going to. That apple juice just kind of helps thin out the barbecue sauce, but then you can still get that same flavor. We're also using applewood pellets to smoke this as well. So now that it's good and liquefied, we can take our injection. Also, first, what we want to do is be a little sanitary and put on some gloves too. Perfect. We're going to inject this as much as we can. Get a pan beneath you just in case there's any that leaks out. And you don't want to make a mess on the counters. There's different exit points in the syringe, so you're going to get some air, which is fine. You can even be like a doctor, get some of that air out. Whoops, I'll clean that up. We're just going to inject that, different parts of the pork. You'll see it kind of balloon up at the different injection points. And you might have some that squirt out. It's fine. Even around the bone, you want to get some in there. That'll actually probably help to separate it once we're ready to pull it off the bone. I think I've hit that spot already. You should carefully go all the way around. And again, this will actually even help as a good binder as well. All right, I think I've got it pumped in there enough that every time I just squirt down a little bit, it finds one of the exit holes. So we've got it fully injected with some barbecue sauce and some apple juice. Now we're going to apply a binder. And while this is going, I did already start up the smoker. We're going to smoke today at around 225. And if we feel like it's taking too long, we can bump that up to 250 and still be safe. But I think 225 is going to be a good level. You want to get all sides, back and front, and the fat side with this binder. We want those seasonings to stick around everywhere. And we'll go ahead and clean off our bottles and everything like that when we're all done. We're going to get a generous season on here. Pat that all in. Have it soak in through the binder. This is hopefully going to give us a great crust. So when we do get it pulled apart, we'll have some, some crunchier parts to give it some texture as well. We're also going to do a coleslaw to kind of put on top of this with some pepperoncinis, some good mixings. Went to a friend's party last night, and they had that for their sliders, and I just thought it would be excellent for pork as well. We're going to take that recipe and apply it here. So we've got the seasonings all around. I'm going to make sure you get the backside as well. We're going to get this set right in the middle of the smoker, get our temperature, our probe in. We'll monitor the temperature of the smoker. We'll monitor our pellets to make sure they don't run out. And like I said, it's going to be about an hour per pound. This is a little over 7-pound pork shoulder for us, and this should feed quite a few of us for the next couple of days as well. So we'll get this put on the smoker, and we'll check in a little bit to give her a spritz. All right, so we've had it on the smoker for roughly 5.5 hours. We've got the temp up to about 160, so now we want to get it out and wrap it. We still have a little bit. We've been spritzing it about it every hour, hour and a half. I'm actually just going to open this up, dump it on it, and when I wrap it, we want to get all those juices to stay in. I'm going to crank it up to 250, get the heat going, and our next goal is to get it to 200, and then we'll bring it out and let it rest. So let's see what she looks like. It's a little windy here today. Oh yeah, she's looking really nice. So we'll take the thermometer out, set that off to the side. Take this. Oh, that's good. Perfect. She is pretty juicy, but we're going to make her even more juicy. That is perfect. Set that off to the side. We'll give this a couple wraps. In here pretty tight. Now I'm going to switch this to fat cap side down. And we'll go a couple hours. See how it goes. All right, so we've hit 200, which is great. We're about right on time. We need to let it rest for a little over half an hour. One thing you can do to make sure when it's ready, when the probe is in, we're at 200, if you move it around, it'll just feel like you're moving it around butter. So it's very loose in there. The meat's going to tear apart really easily. But we still need to have this rest. So we're going to bring it off the smoker. We're just going to keep it wrapped. We'll bring it upstairs. And while this is just sitting and resting, we're going to make that coleslaw that we're going to put on top, along with the rest of the sides. All right, so now we've got this upstairs. We're going to let that rest for about half an hour, maybe a little bit longer. And now we want to make that coleslaw that I was talking about. So what we're going to need here, we've got about 8 ounces of shredded lettuce. We've got a half a cup of tomatoes, a little more than a half a cup of pepperoncinis. Got a quarter cup of mayonnaise, and then we've got some Italian seasoning, some salt, some pepper, and garlic powder in here. And then we'll also put a squirt of Italian dressing in there once it's all mixed up. So I'm going to start off by making the mayonnaise and seasonings, kind of mixing those together. And then this is just going to go directly into the lettuce, along with the pepperoncinis and the tomatoes. And then we'll do a squirt of Italian dressing to kind of get it to consistency. Goes in there. Dump in our pepperoncinis. Dump in our tomatoes. And we're just going to start with a squirt of Italian dressing. Sides are getting ready. And then we're just going to mix all this up. And this slaw is going to give us a nice little bite to go with the pulled pork. So this will go directly on top of like a sandwich, or if you just want to eat the pulled pork with this as a side. It's going to be great. So we're going to give this a shot, see what it looks like. We'll pull the pork out here in about a half hour. All right, the time has come. We're going to pull off this wrapping paper, and hopefully this is just all pull apart. You want to kind of keep all those juices in the pan too, because that'll rub right into the pulled pork. Oh, this smells amazing, and it's already starting to pull apart. Set that off to the side. And find that shoulder bone, pulls right out. And you just dig in. Yeah, this is going to be really good. And you take a little taste. That's a big taste. Really good. So we'll get this all plated up with our buns and our sides. We'll take a look at it afterwards. Get some barbecue sauce put on her. It's going to be really good. And here's our finished product. Pulled pork sandwich, some barbecue sauce underneath, potatoes with some onions, and nice garlic bread. It's going to be great.